What's up YouTube? I'm Sides. Welcome back to Tutorials on Tuesday. Today I want to talk about Instagram and TikTok. People always ask me how I grew my Instagram from this to this and how I grew my TikTok from this to this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't pay for any promotions, I didn't have a marketing team, I didn't take any shortcuts, I did it all on my own. These numbers look really cool, but what's even cooler is these numbers have gotten me 99.9% of all of my work, from singing gigs, to producer gigs, to working with brands, to getting thousands of dollars worth of free gear. And best of all, I've been able to make some amazing friends, some true connections on these platforms that I wouldn't have been able to make if I didn't post. So I hope this tutorial inspires you today. Let's jump right into it. First, it was important for me to say I'm mostly talking about short form videos. Short form videos is where it's really at on both Instagram when you post on Instagram Reels and of course on TikTok. So that is what I'm really gonna be talking about today. Tip number 1, stay consistent. This is a no compromise area. Consistent growth needs consistent posts. So ask yourself, how are you gonna stay consistent? Does that mean you spend every Sunday from 10 to 4 creating content, or do you spend a little bit of time every day creating content for the next day? If you figure out ways to stay consistent, it will become part of your daily lifestyle. It kind of feels like there's a machine that you need to feed, but without any gas in the car, it's not gonna run. So you need to keep putting it in. Tip number 2, do not just post for the views. Virality does not last. If you get a taste of virality, you're gonna be chasing that forever, and I promise you that is not the way. You need to focus on making true fans. Focus on 1 fan a day, because 1 true fan a day is really like 10 fans. So instead of posting for views, post for your goals. For me, my goal has always been to build my online school and to work with brands. So every single thing I post is directed for those goals. The people that I wanna see my video are people that would come to my classes or brands that would hire me to work with them. That is the kind of content that I'm going to post. It doesn't really matter if only 100 people see my video, if those 100 people are people that would sign up to my class, or those are PR from the brands that I want to work with. So now I'm gonna put an idea in your head that I think is really, really important. It's not about how many people see your video, but it's about who sees your video. So focus on the who. Focus on getting your content in front of the people that you want to see it. Another reason why you shouldn't just chase virality. To be quite frank, going viral is not that hard. There is a science behind it, and if you figure out that science, you can do it right away. But is that gonna help you with your goals? There are tons of channels that get way more engagement than me and have way bigger followings than me, but they haven't figured out how to monetize it because they haven't figured out what their goal is. Once you figure out your goal, work backwards. I kind of like to think about it like fishing. You put the bait out and then all the fishes come. But if you're not putting out the right bait for the right fishes, it's not really gonna help and you're not gonna catch anything. Also, you wanna make sure you're going viral for the right reason. So let's say for me, my dream was to be an artist and I really wanted people to listen to my songs. And now when I post my song, I don't get a lot of views. I'm gonna be very, very disappointed because I've had more people sign up for my classes and buy my MIDI packs than I've had listen to my song for free on Spotify. Because just because they like the way I educate and the way I present, educational information doesn't mean they're gonna like my indie pop song. Some of them will, but that's not my main goal. So focus on posting for your goals and not for the views. Tip number 3, stay positive. This is a long, grueling process. Trust me, I know, I've been there. And the beginning is so hard. You're gonna spend hours and hours a day creating content, and you'll post something and it might not get very many views and you're gonna feel so in the dumps about it. But you honestly have to stay positive. You have to believe it is going to happen and it is all going to be worth it. Because I promise you, if you stay consistent and you learn this new skill of presenting content, it will pay off tenfold. And it has for me. And even when you do find some success, there are gonna be lulls. This is not a linear process. It's not like you get to the next step and the next step and the next step. You have to constantly be reinventing yourself, and nothing is gonna humble you more than a platform's change in the algorithm or a video flopping. So you just have to think about this for the long run. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. You need to commit to this for as long as you wanna commit to having your business. One time, I spent hours and hours and hours creating a synthesizer series. I spent all day day taking like an hour topic and putting it into a video for 30 seconds. I had to carefully curate each word I wanted to say. I posted it on TikTok and the video totally flopped, and I was so disappointed I had to take a stress nap. Then a couple months went by, I posted it again on Instagram and TikTok, and it got like 60,000 views. So you don't have to give up on your content. So really stay positive. Whatever you gotta do to pat yourself on the back, to say, I'm gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna keep showing up, I'm gonna not give up, that is the way. Tip number 4, make friends. This is so important. Make friends with other people that are going through what you're going through. And please don't judge people on the numbers. The person that has 100 followers one day can have 100,000 followers the next day. I've seen it happen. But pick people based on their vision, people that align with your vision and is working hard. Hard work is contagious, and you want to surround yourself with people that are really putting themselves out there just like you are. Focus on people that are showing up, somebody that can offer something to you that maybe you can't think of yourself. I've met some of my favorite people from Instagram and TikTok. I've visited them at their home. I've made music with them. This is so key. Follow people back. Help them out when they need it. I've had people stitch my videos, duet my videos. I've stitched and duetted other videos. It's so much fun. It really makes it worthwhile. Tip number 5, set goals. You can't see it, but back there I have written out my goals that I want. For TikTok, I want to get to 150,000, and for Instagram, I want to get to 50,000, and for YouTube, I want to get to 5,000 followers. And every single time I reach those goals, I check them off and I create new goals. You should treat yourself like your own sales team, like you set markers and you reward yourself when you hit those goals. When I hit 100,000 followers on TikTok, I baked myself a cake, and maybe that's silly to some people, but I worked really hard for those. And I also believe that if you ask the universe for things, it will give you what you ask for. So set goals. Tip number 6, look at this like a new skill. Just how you learn how to songwrite, mix, master, practice guitar. Treat this new concept, creating content, as a new skill. You really need to practice making videos, and every day you're gonna get a little bit better than the last. I really believe that the musicians that really took the time to make content and create content are the ones that are killing it today. One of them being Charlie Puth. I went to Berkeley at the same time Charlie Puth was at Berkeley, and while we were all just practicing and playing shows and hanging out, Charlie Puth was posting on YouTube. I really believe that's a big key to his success, and he is still posting on TikTok, and I still believe it is helping him with his goals. So treat this as a new skill. Tip number 7, study trends. Trends are everywhere. They are not just on social media, they're also on the radio. Figure out what people want and give it to them. If songs on the radio don't have a pre-chorus, maybe don't add a pre-chorus in your song. If you're seeing a lot of videos of people going in their car and playing their song in their car, try that. It's working. If you see people that are making reaction videos with their song, with their friends and their family, try that. Study and see what is working and how you can recreate that in your own way. Steal like an artist. You're not copying verbatim. I really like to use this example all the time. I truly believe that if the Beatles started out with Yellow Submarine, we wouldn't know who they are today. But they started out with Twist and Shout, because that is what the people wanted to listen to. And it's still one of their biggest songs, and they didn't even write it. Once they built up their fan base, then they were able to stretch and be more artists or be more creative with the kind of music they put out, because they already had people that were their true fans. So start with those trends, give people what they want, and then you can branch out a bit. Pay attention to what is working and recreate it to make it work for you. So you can study trends on your own page. If you see something is working on your own page, run with that idea. When I first started posting on TikTok, I was posting a creation of the day, and sometimes some of them did well, but what really hit it off for me is when I started posting my Logic Pro tip, and that did really well. So now I was like, okay, I'm gonna post more Logic Pro tips. I didn't just post Logic Pro tips, I just realized that's something that people like to see from me. So I found that, and then I started making like a bucket around that. Tip number 8, be a conscious creator. Think about stuff in your day-to-day life that you can make content about. If something funny happened in your day or something annoying happened, think about how you can maybe turn that into a meme, or how you can solve a problem. If something is annoying you, be like, this is annoying me, let me figure out a solution. You figure out a solution, and then you can create a video about it. Like, that is so cool. So just be a conscious creator. Just think day to day to day, what is something I can make content about? You can make content about anything. Just like they say, you can make fashion out of anything. You can make fashion out of trash. trash bags or whatever. You can make content out of anything. You just have to figure out a way to present it. Tip number 9, make social media work for you. So for me, when I first started posting on TikTok about 18 months ago, I was really using that platform as a way to hold myself accountable as a producer, to learn something new and to create something new every day. So I was posting, like I mentioned earlier, my creation of the day. If you are writing an album, maybe post 15-second clips of the whole day of your journey. If you're practicing your songwriting, maybe write a songwriting hook every day. Figure out ways to make social media work for you so it doesn't really feel like a chore. And tip number 10, have fun. You should be enjoying making content. I get super excited to make the content that I'm making. If you're not enjoying the content that you're making, then you shouldn't make it. For example, I've been working as a singer since I graduated college in 2012, and I could have just posted singing content, but that wouldn't have been fun for me and rewarding for me. So I figured out something that I liked posting, which was Logic Pro tips, which is producing tips, which is social media tips. I actually really enjoy doing this educational stuff and talking about it and inspiring, motivating other people. This really brings me so much joy, and I get so excited to geek out over a new tip or to help somebody else. So that's why I am so excited about the content I'm creating. So if you don't like the content you're making, you need to figure out something else. Like I said earlier, you can make content about anything. You just have to figure out your thing and then you just run with it. I really hope this was helpful and useful for you and you at least learned something new. If you want to learn more about social media and have a deeper dive into this and how I can help you personally with your page, I do teach social media classes. So you can send me a DM on Instagram if you want to sign up for the class, or you can send me an email, or you can just go to my website and see if there's a class that works for you. I also teach one-on-ones if that is something you are interested in. Please leave a comment for what you want to learn next. I'll be doing a new tutorial every Tuesday, so subscribe to my channel and I will see you next week.